Hey, kids, and welcome to our podcast.
Where it's just two girls just talking about being bros.
Honestly.
I could not remember for the life of me if that was the right intro or not.
I heard the intonation. You had the wrong intro in your mind.
I know.
So
it's very fair.
guys, I'm officially going to become 75% of the business. I'm going to own 75% of the business. Every time you mess up the intro, I'm going to increase the amount that I get.
Every time we erase, we don't have stocks, but we take away some of my shares.
Yeah. I think it's only fair.
One day, 2GirlsBeingBros will be incorporated.
But the reason that she messed up is because we have a different setup for YouTube, which is 2GirlsBeingBros, one word. Subscribe.
And while we're here, while we're promoing, follow us on Twitter, 2GirlsBeingBros, on Instagram, 2GirlsBeingBros_, and TikTok, 2GirlsBeingBros.
That was illegible. That was horrible.
Really? 2GirlsBeingBros. It's on the screen. It's on the screen.
Go follow us on the users on our screen. Let us know if Victory's was illegible or not, because I did not. I interpret it as like you were saying Instagram and Twitter is the same.
Oh, no.
But it's okay.
They're not. But while we're speaking about our YouTube, do you want to talk a bit about our latest video that we just dropped?
Yeah. So, as you can see, we decided to prank our friends. Victory kept referring to it as a prank. I was thinking we were surprising them, but she got me using the word prank. So essentially, I figured, we'd be a little bit nice to our friends this time instead of the usual asking them for favors. We're like, we'll do them a favor. So we decided to get them cute little gifts. And I think my favorite part ever is just the fact that, they were all so down to help me with my project. So, that was the cover, was that I had a project, I need them to be on film. Because I kid you not, so I'm part of an organization, and, one time we were supposed to pick up a check from a bank, and I thought that's all I was going to do. Okay?
Yeah.
I kid you not, these people photographed me. And at the time, this was pre-COVID. This was two years ago. I'll never forget this. This will always be burned into my mind. So I go to the bank, and I was about to go to my cottage right after, so I'm wearing my cottage clothes, aka I'm not wearing an outfit. I'm wearing my running shoes that are pink and gray that I haven't worn since grade 9. I am wearing green pants. They're low rise because I was like, okay, these are my work pants now. I'm not gonna ruin good pants at the cottage. And then I was wearing a brown sweater because that's all I was able to pull off that day.
Yeah.
So I just pull up, and then they were like, oh, here's your check, pose for a photo. And I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, this is not it. I was not ready for that. I did not picture that was gonna happen to me. So I was like, great. But not only that, later when they posted on their social media, they put some weird filter on it. And I looked horrendous. I looked literally like I was digging through Victory's trash that day. Not I was looking for anything. I was just digging through it for fun. It looked horrible. So that's why I was so big on making sure that they know they're coming on film.
Yeah.
Just because I didn't look horrible, but it was just it came out looking horrendous on my part. That one time I got the picture taken, so I was never again, absolutely never will I will never do that to anyone. So that's why we had to
come up with a plan,
cover that up.
So that they would be aware that they're kind of going to be on camera for something, because we didn't want to just shove a camera in their face without them being prepared for it, just in case,
Yeah, exactly. So you never know what happens. And also I was me during quarantine, if someone randomly pulled up to my house and they were like, oh, can I drop something off, I'd be looking like garbage. So I was like, well, it's up to them. If they look great during quarantine and they just put you freaking always dressed up, I don't get it. Victory's always ready to freaking go to the club at every hour during quarantine.
You never know. I'm kidding.
I wear the same thing for weeks on end. But you never know when someone's gonna have to surprise you with a gift.
Exactly. But now we're always.
But that video is so much fun.
Yeah, it was super much fun.
The video is so much fun. So much fun. You didn't. I cannot believe you just said that.
That's how I feel about it. But it was a really fun video. I'm so happy how it turned out. It's so wholesome, so nice, and such a great memory. But funny enough, so the other day, our friends got us back.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got pranked back, and I'll try to get the footage for this week, and I'll I'll put it in this podcast. I think that'll probably be the best way to put it. But
Yeah.
so yeah, they pranked us back. So the other night, we're on Zoom, doing a paint night with everyone who's doing their paint by numbers that we got. Hello, wonderful. And then we're just, having a nice conversation on Zoom. And then all of a sudden, Melanie was randomly like, hey, did you guys get this email from one of our other friends because our other friend he has a business, and then she was like, because we're all on his mailing list, and did you get the email about it? And I was like, what? Like, what is she talking about? I'm like, I'm pretty sure he doesn't have, like, my email. Like, that's weird. So,
Yeah.
So from my perspective, this is what's going on in my head. Roxanne, you can explain your side. Or what for you. But so Melanie was like, did you see this email? And I was like, okay, I'm gonna go check my email. So I go check like one of my emails, nothing. And I was like, okay. I go to check my other email. I'm looking specifically for like his company's name or his name, right? And then all I see is like this one from Uber, and I have Uber and I have Uber Eats. And I'm one of those people that like, I'm subscribed to so many of those companies' email lists that my morning routine is me waking up, going to my email and just deleting
everything.
Yeah, that's like my morning routine, right? So I just saw Uber and I was like, okay, let me clear that out while we're waiting. So I deleted it and I saw nothing, and I was like, I don't have anything, I know what you're talking about. So I was going on my end. And then I was so confused. I was so confused with what was going on, not gonna lie.
Oh, yeah, because Melanie said, like, oh, check your emails. And I was like, oh, he doesn't have my email, so, like, there's no point in me checking. And then I got a message from her. And then it was, like, this, like, there's, like, a lot of script. And it was, like, oh, press this link. And I literally thought it was a virus. So I was like, okay, like, whatever. And then, like, she was kind of sitting there. And I was like, okay, I don't know what's going on. Like, it literally, like, I was like, is this a virus? And she wasn't responding. And I was like, she was, like, just talking. And I was like, girl, did you send me a virus? Like, did you know you just sent me this message? And then I was just, like, so confused. And so I was like, okay, whatever. Like, I guess she sent it to me. So I, like, pressed it. And then it was like, oh, it was a gift card to Uber Eats. And it was just, like, a link. And I was like, okay. But I was like, why didn't she send it to my email? Like, why would she say this email thing? Because she misspelled my name. Sorry, I forgot that my name was so hard to spell. I'm kidding. It's okay, Mom. I'm just pulling your teeth.
Kidding.
But it's funny, Vic, because right before that, Nastia was talking to Melanie about some e-transfer, and I was like, oh, okay, like, I was like, I guess maybe they're buying stuff together or something, like, whatever, but I was like, why are they e-transferring each other, like, randomly? I was like, Mel just dropped off money to her house, like, for something else, like, I was there with her, so I was like, okay, I don't know what that was about, but I was like, whatever, like, like, go, and then I was like, oh, it's probably for that. So it turns out right before that Zoom call that we were on, they were all together, and they, like, videotaped like something for us. So
they
like,
got
shout
us
out to them,
Uber
bro.
gift cards. Like, oh, so it was so funny though, because like Roxanne was kept going on about, Melanie, did you give me a virus? And I was so confused with what was going on, because like I got nothing. So then I just gave up. I was like, okay, I'm not on the mailing list, whatever. So I stopped looking, and Roxanne's just going on about a virus, and Melanie's not saying anything, and I'm so confused. And then I think finally, like, Roxanne, I think you were like, oh, it's like an Uber gift card. Then I was like, oh wait, I just deleted an email from Uber at the beginning of this, and I went back and it was the gift card email, and I was like, oh my gosh, if they didn't say it, I would have literally not opened it, which is so bad.
I would have never pressed the link. I thought it was a virus, like, straight up. I was like, okay, like, you never press these things, like, because there was like so much writing. I was so confused, and it was like email, like my like it like said my email, but like turns out there's a spelling mistake. But I was just like so confused. I was like, what's going on? Like, I was like, I have no idea. I was like, I'm literally getting a virus right now. And like the fact she wasn't addressing it, so I was like, oh, okay, so it's probably a virus.
I was so confused. Like, and no one else was saying anything. Like, no one else was checking their emails, and I was like, what's going on? And you'll probably see in the video, like, first I'm just so confused, and then I just kind of give up on it. And then I finally realized that it was like a gift for us, and I was like, wow. But they got us good.
Deleted it.
That was a good prank.
Yeah.
Maybe
honestly.
We're just so, I love it so much. They're trying to like surprise us. It's gonna be like an epic, nice surprise, and then you're like questioning her if it's a virus. I delete the email. I don't know what's going on.
It's like, this is why we do the prank, the surprising, because it's like no one can surprise them because we're over here.
Yeah, it goes
like
right
things
over
are just
our
flying
heads.
over our heads.
Hey.
Kids, it's two girls being bros.
Honestly. New week, new us.
Whoa!
But wait, there's 5 bros. And today we have all of the support bros. And
We're here to prank them back! They
We've
didn't think
been
that they could
joining-
get away with giving us treats.
With us treating them as well.
We're support bros for a reason, you know? We support them back so they can't beat us at our own game. If this inspires you to give them $1 million, go ahead.
We're not stopping you.
Exactly.
Maybe they'll like take us to like Paris or something.
Any companies out there willing to sponsor? Hello.
Teams.
We're family
Teams.
friendly. Don't forget to subscribe and click like, smash like.
Smash that like button.
Smash that like button.
Thank you so much for the quarantine surprise. No sus was fantastic. I think we all needed it. Very
it's
much
been keeping
appreciated.
going.
Let's all just chant muck bang, muck bang.
Mukbang, mukbang, mukbang.
Mukbang.
Sorry, but I hope you enjoyed the prank.
Prank.
We hope you guys don't hate us now. Ah.
Physical
My brush was messed up, so I tried to make it shorter,
Did you cut?
Oh no.
and I ruined it. I need Roxanne to cut this.
This is just us requesting the next gifts now.
Yeah.
Paintbrush.
New paintbrush.
Kidding! We very much appreciate the whole gift. We don't need anything else. Just keep creating great content. We'll keep supporting.
Also, Kool-Aid jammers. Jammers.
So I drank it literally in 5 seconds.
I drank it right away. They left. I closed the door, pulled the jammer.
I literally ate everything in the basket. I just have the popcorn left.
Never had a Kool-Aid jammer in my life before. I'm
Really?
saving it for a special occasion. I still haven't drank.
Your birthday.
Don't look at my
We
face.
hope you enjoy your meals.
Bon appetit.
Thanks for stopping by.
Now I have to test which one I like more, you know?
Wait a second. Can everyone check their emails? I got an email from Michael about his candles, and you're all in the thread.
Oh, Michael.
Oh,
How do you get my email?
It's that aggressive marketing, you know?
yeah.
Direct marketing.
I don't know why I'm
Yeah.
I didn't get anything.
He needs to get those sales up.
What's it called? A rust?
Oh, I get it.
I
So
was
this is a
overclocking,
lie.
and
Well, are you scamming me right now?
It was like max land speed, like 90 degrees, and I started smelling smoke, and I was like,
Is this a
oh
joke?
my god.
It's a scam, isn't it? If I press the link, it's going to be a virus, isn't it?
I didn't get an email, so.
Did you get no emails, Victory?
No.
Not
No.
It's stupid one fan.
Did
I
you
have a one
refresh your
fan.
inbox?
It's so annoying.
Yeah.
Maybe don't look for an email from Michael.
I
My
have
email has
zero.
my Amazon package shipped. That's all I've got.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Oh, trash. Maybe I'll check my trash.
It would be kind of cool to water.
No,
maybe
I would-
1060.
You've been pranked. We asked you to check your email for no reason.
You got me.
Wait, hold up. I'm so
If
confused.
I were to quit, would
Isn't
I
that
be
what the kids on TikTok are doing?
No, no,
Just
we're-
telling their friends to check their email.
Oh! Is this a scam? I
Let's go,
don't know
let's
what's going on. I'm so concerned this is a virus that Mel just sent me. Victory, did you get a text message?
I
from
didn't
Mel?
get any email or anything, no.
That's like retirement. It's gonna be like retirement.
Wait, is this a... I'm so confused.
Did you get a text message yet, Victory?
No.
Which one?
Oh. Well then, oopsie, but we've now shown who the favorite of the 2GirlsBeingBros is.
But what we did is we sent you 2 gift cards for Uber Eats. Looks like Sana's came first because it didn't go to her email, so I sent it to her by text. But yours is coming in the email, I guess, Victory.
I deleted an email about from Uber Eats. I thought it was just spam.
I'm gonna get my own
Go to your trash. Go to your trash.
Victory deletes gifts.
Yeah.
Going in the garbage. Going in the trash.
Oh wait, is that? Oh, this is a legit thing.
Victory, why is that hilarious that you deleted it?
Yeah, I got a message that Oksana opened her gift card.
Oh, I'm so because I'm subscribed to Uber's like subscription list. So whenever I get emails, I just delete them automatically. Oh, that's. I
I didn't get an
understand.
email. I didn't get an email at all.
Yeah, it didn't work for your email, so they sent me a link that I could text to you instead.
Wow. Thanks, guys.
Oh, Oh, this is so I understand what's
Pranks.
going on now.
Wow.
We thank you so much for yes,
You
we
didn't
thank you
have
so
to.
much for all the wonderful gifts that we want to give you more content for videos.
Because we heard in the podcast, the last one you did with Lida, that you guys want to do a mukbang. So we're like,
We've got some cash.
Oh, thank you guys. You didn't have to. That was just you support us too much. That was like not even enough for your support.
Yeah.
but also Steffi is recording this so that you could use this. And we also recorded an intro for your video before this.
What? Seriously? Oh my god.
When do you guys have a call?
Hey!
That was actually that was a good prank.
So confused. I thought it was a virus.
I was so confused what was going on because he was like checking emails and I just saw I was expecting it from Melanie or something, so I just immediately deleted the Uber one. And I was like, I have nothing. What's going on? Oh wow, that's so good. Wow.
Well, this one
Thank you guys.
That one deleted. Get it? You hate us.
Wow, you guys are too nice. We didn't do it expecting a gift in return.
Now we have to get you guys something back in return.
Yeah.
Back and forth.
It truly turns into a prank channel, but it's all surprises.
Yeah.
You guys are a bunch of snakes. Now I can never trust you again.
That was good.
I don't think none of us are going to trust each other again.
There's always going to be a
I don't
hidden
know what you
agenda.
guys are talking about. Because honestly, if you guys ever want to prank me again by like giving some treats, like I'll do anything, you know? I'll pretend that I don't see the cues of you pranking me anymore, you know?
No, I was just gonna say, yeah, so they got us a nice gift back, which is so nice, and thank you to all our friends. Like we weren't doing this to expect something back. Like you guys already do so much for us that this was like a thank you, and then they thanked us again. Now we have to prank them again. Like,
Yeah. Literally, I was like, it's a never-ending cycle, you know? It's
Yeah.
like we just keep getting each other.
yeah.
But what I want to say is they actually specifically got us Uber Eats gift cards because we're planning on doing a mukbang coming up, or whatever mukbang. I don't know. I'm gonna call it
Yeah.
mukbang. I don't care. Anyone can yell at me in the chat. I don't care. I'm actually so excited because hopefully lockdown's gonna end soon, so me and Vic can be back in the studio together,
my
holding
God.
hands,
Oh,
kissing
I
on the
wanted to
cheek.
so bad. Not that part. But
You said it, guys. You guys got it. We have it on record.
yeah,
We're gonna kiss on the cheek one day.
one day.
Once we're both vaccinated, but
Yeah, but what's it called? Yeah, I'm so excited to finally be back in person. Like, I feel like I mean, we're doing the best we can with what we got, obviously. But there's just something so much better about being like in-person podcasts than like Zoom.
because you can hold my
podcasts.
hand.
Yeah.
She holds my hand
Yeah.
under the table. You guys can't see it,
Yeah.
but we have big things
That-
coming too. So once we're back together, we'll have the same lighting. We can stare into each other's eyes lovingly. Because like right now she's sitting over here like via Zoom, so I'm not looking at her. I'm literally just looking into the camera and then kind of at myself. But
Yeah.
so it's like I like to stare at her and have a conversation
It's so
with her.
exciting. But I'm so upset though, because here in Toronto we're still in a stay-at-home order, but on March the 8th they're making an announcement, and we're probably gonna move into gray zone. But like I had no idea what that was. So I saw an Instagram article this morning. It's literally the same thing except malls are open. So for another 2 weeks we're gonna be stuck doing online again. And I was like, oh, way to kill my mood. Like it's literally the same thing except malls. I'm like, shout out to
Yeah.
capitalism, and I'm like, thanks. But the only difference is that you can do 10 people outside now, but it's still freaking -3 here, so that doesn't make a difference. Because it was only 5 outside, now it's 10, and it's still no one indoors.
No, earlier it was like if you can't be 2 meters away from each other, you have to wear masks.
Oh yeah, no, I'm
And
sorry,
it's
I
like
meant
not like you're.
it's not recommended, but like if you're doing outdoor gathering, it's only a max of 5, but there has to be social distancing. Now same with 10. There's 10, but social distancing outside.
Who cares? This doesn't change my life.
Yeah.
Like,
so yeah.
Like, you know, I was like, what? You think I'm having a party in the middle of pandemic? It's like I can't even see my friends. Why is the next thing being like, sweet, I can have a more increased socially distanced party? Like, come on, people.
You know, and it's like it's so pointless because it's still freaking freezing here. So it's like it's obviously no one's gonna be gathering outside in freaking March.
Okay, so as everybody knows, I hate being cold. Like, I hate being in Victory's basement. Being, like, it's 26 degrees in my house. Like, I will literally be wearing a sweatshirt in my own house, even if it feels like 23 degrees in here. But the funny thing is, it's like, as Victory's saying, like, oh, it's, like, freezing outside, like, you don't want to be outside, but, like, you guys all know I go on my daily walks. They're actually not that bad. Like, when you're moving, like, consistently kind of thing, like, if you don't stop, like, you don't really feel the cold. Like, you can feel it, like, the wind. Like, today, obviously, like, I was tearing up because the wind was, like, going in my eyeballs. But, like, I'm surprised that I've managed to go on my daily walks, like, consistently. Like, literally the only time is, like, if it's, like, if I wake up and, like, it's raining, even if I'm, like, walking and it starts raining, like, I'll still kind of just do my route and then come home. But, I've actually been enjoying them. But, side note, I just really want to talk about today's daily walk. So, starting off hot. We were just walking, and, like, so whenever me and Lita walk, my sister, check out her other podcast, it's A Who. Whenever we go for a walk, we always look at, like, all the dogs, and, like, they're so cute and stuff like that, and, like, but, like, usually, like, the owners, like, they pull them away, like, obviously you don't pet them, whatever. But there was one today, and it was me and Lita, and then, like, this guy's walking his, like, puppy dog. It was so cute. It was Australian water dog and border collie. I think that's what it is. But anyways, it was a really cute, fluffy puppy. And then, like, we're like, oh, can we pet it? And he was like, okay, sure, you know, and then, like, we're petting it, and then we were, like, asking him about the dog. So then, guys, like, it just immediately went downhill from there, because it's also, side note, when I go on my walks, I like to wear comfortable clothing. So that means, like, I'm wearing my sweatpants, I'm wearing my running shoes, I'm wearing a hoodie, and then I'm wearing my hat. Like, where is it? It kind of looks like I'm a robber when I wear it. So, like, I'm wearing my hat, and then I have my hood over it, and then I have my jacket hood over it. So then I'm just, like, standing there. So I asked him, I was like, what's your dog's name? And he's like, Apollo. So I interpret that as Paulo. So I was like, Paulo? And I thought that was legit the dog's name. Like, I was like, that doesn't make sense. And I was like, oh, no. I was like, Apollo. And he's like, oh, yeah. And I was like, well, I mean, I didn't know. Like, I was like, Paulo sounded right. I was like, you know, Italians. And that's all I said. And he was like, like, what does that mean?
I don't know.
Can you explain to me what that means? Like, I was like, oh yeah, because Italians. And then almost immediately after that, he was like, okay, like, let's go, like, to the dog. And I was like,
fair. I mean, Paolo,
I was like,
I guess that's Italian. I don't know.
Paolo. Like that. You know, that's what I was thinking. But I was just like, poor Lita. She's so embarrassed to have to be out with me. Like, I was like, well, who am I? Like, frick, man. I'm gonna now name my dog Paulo, though, just to throw people off.
Yeah, you have to.
For some reason, oh my gosh. And even worse, like, I thought Apollo was a Greek god. It's not. I don't think so. Is it not? You know?
No, he is, isn't he?
Is it? Did I get it right?
I think you did, yeah.
It's like a spaceship.
Oh, that also too, but there's... No, it's a Greek god. It is a Greek god. Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. Yeah. That would have been really embarrassing.
Yeah.
Because I thought it was that. Yeah.
Don't worry,
Confirmed.
You're good.
So I thought I got that wrong too. Like, because I was gonna say something like, oh, about, like, be like, oh, like, that's a nice name. I don't know. I'm not big set on it. I like Paulo better for a dog. No, I'm kidding. No, it's a horrible name. No offense to any Paulos out there. Just not for a dog. But yeah, so I was just like, hot start to my day, and I was just like, oh, because Italians, and he was like, yeah, okay, gotta go.
Gotta
go. I was like, I'm not like other girls. What can I say? I think your dog's name is Paulo. So it's hilarious. And I was like, I also looked horrible, so.
Love that. But yeah, you deserve like a medal for going on daily walks. But I guess it is true, because like, even the winter tennis, when we did that, like, it was cold at first, but like once we were moving, like, I was completely fine, you know? But it's just, I think that's the initial.
I'm not there for it's the initial. You're not there for an indefinite time period. You know, it's like, you know, it's like, okay, I'm going there and I'm coming back. So it's like, the faster I go, the faster it's over. Versus like, also, the one thing that I hate the most is like, I'd rather go, get it over with, and be done with it. Versus like with like back when going to school was a thing, it would be like, oh, you have to brave the cold. You know, and then by the time you defrost, you have to go back into the cold, like, to walk to your next class, or like go to the subway, and then it's like you finally defrost. Surprise, you're back on the subway where it's negative 40 degrees, you know?
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
That's true. Yeah, but I just personally can't get over the initial. Like, it's not worth it to me. Like, it's too hard for me. I'm fine with my basement, but when it comes to the outdoor cold, I'm like, heck no. Heck no.
Your basement's the worst. I hate being indoors and having to wear clothes. Like, disgusting.
I was thinking about that, because, like, literally when we film, and then sometimes you're like, I'm wearing my biker shorts, and I'm like, what does it feel like to wear shorts in your house? Never had that feeling, even in the summer.
It feels nice.
Like,
it's so nice. It's like, because I think I'm just someone, I hate wearing clothes or like a lot of stuff. Like, I love being free, and like right now, like I'm wearing short sleeve shirt, and I'm like, yeah, that's right, like let's roll. But then sometimes I'll wear my hoodie, you know, like because it's just more free. Like I love like I just like not being restricted by clothes, and I find that like whenever I wear, like if it's cold, then I wear layers, and then when I wear layers, I'm uncomfortable. Like on my walks, like I don't really like wearing. Like I'd rather be cold for the 2 hours than like wear like 8 layers and then have like it all being restricted and like stuffed in there. I hate it. But
sure. That's literally me though. I'm wearing like 5 layers right now. Just all the time. It's so cold.
Like I hate that.
Oh,
I hate that so much.
It's so funny. I know we talk about this all the time, but like it made me laugh the other day. We were upstairs like eating, I think, whatever dinner, and my mom was like, oh my god, it's so cold in this house. And my dad pipes out of nowhere, and it's like, what do you mean it's cold? He's like, it's when he starts like making fun of us for saying it's cold. He's like, it's so warm, and I'm like, it's really not, but like we just kind of live with it. So yeah,
that's horrifying. I don't know how you do it. Like literally, like, do your joints not hurt? Like whenever I'm cold, like my joints physically are in pain.
I don't think so. I think I'm literally like used to, like my body's just immune to it at this point. I don't know. Some scientists sound off in the comments. You have a red
nose constantly. I don't think your body's immune to it.
I mean, that's, yeah, very true. Sometimes but there's good days and bad days. We'll say that. It sounds like it's like a torture.
I love it because literally it was like 24.5 degrees in my house, and like we're all like sitting there, we're all like, is like the furnace working? Like, oh my gosh, like we were like literally like we walked to the thermostat, my dad like increased it a little notch, and I was like, it was so freaking, because we have like the slidey thing, we don't have a physical number, but then like our clock measures like our temperature in the house. But guys, I can't, like it's just so funny how different it is for the two of us. I'll never get over that. Like, if me and you ever move in together, it's gonna be sacrifice on both ends. You know, it's like we're gonna find the perfect middle. It's gonna be
It's just 22 horrible. Degrees. It'll have to be, right? 19 and 24.
First of all, I'm comfortable at a 26. So I don't know where you got 24 from. I just said 24.5 is freezing in my house.
Oh, sorry.
If like, we start checking, we're like, are the vents blocked? Like, we're like, what's going on? We're like, did someone cover something? And we're like searching in my house.
I kid you not. I think if my house is at 26, I think I'd pass out from like heat exhaustion.
26
like
is so nice. 26 is.
I wish I knew. I remember we went to my aunt's house once, and I mean, she probably keeps her house at a normal temperature compared to what we have. But like, I kid you not, I was sweating. Like because like I dress as if like. I don't know, like I just dressed based on like my basement or whatever, my house. And I remember I went and I legitimately was like sweating, like I was gonna pass out. Like it was so freaking hot, but it was probably just normal temperature, like thinking about it.
But no, so okay, so here's the thing. Do you know what we should do? Me and you, like we go to Airbnb, and then like one day we live at your temperature, and then the second day we live at my temperature, and see what happens. I think that'll be hilarious.
Oh my god. See,
it would be me sobbing.
I would love to wear like a t-shirt in my house. That sounds so cool.
It's fun. There's so many more options. Like you can't deny that there's more options to wear clothes in the summer than there is in the winter. So it could be okay, I can see 26 is excessive, but that's just like because I like to be like I like to wear t-shirts. I like to wear like I don't have to wear thick pants. I don't like wearing really like thick and restrictive clothing. So it's like for me that's why 26, because that's your body temperature, right? Or like 32, whatever. But like it's kind of like that's where you want to chill at. Oh no, body temperature is 26.
I have no clue. You're asking the wrong person. You could have told me your body temperature is like 40, and I'd be like, yeah.
But like I also don't know if like something's wrong with me because my heart rate's really low. Like my beats per minute is like really low. So that either means I'm a freaking athlete or I don't know. Maybe my heart's just okay. Yeah. So our mouth is typically 37 degrees Celsius or 98.6 Fahrenheit. So yeah, so like by the time your skin is like, you know.
Good to know.
Good to know.
You learn something new every day. Welcome to our channel where we where you learn cool facts. Before we get into anything else. Oh wait, did you have something? Or no, you're just
No, I just can't believe you said that. Yeah.
Fair. Let's do our song of the week before we forget.
Because I have that prepped. Yeah, please.
Yeah. So my song of the week for this week is City Girls by Chris Brown and Young Thug. Love this song, pretty catchy. I do love Chris Brown's music, unfortunately. No, I don't support him, but you know, listen to it offline.
Okay, so I think my song of the week is Charger. It's oh, hold up, did I already do this one? I already did this one.
Oh, I think you did that one. Yeah, I'm remembering a name now.
Oops. Okay. Okay, I guess mine would be then Lonely by Pretty Much. That one's also a banger. It's kind of on the slow side, so like when you listen to it, you might be like, "What the frick is Roxanne on?" But it's actually it's kind of catchy. Like it's like
it's
like
good.
It makes you like jive.
It's not
you
in
know?
my direct It's not in my direct rotation, but it is good.
I see. Here's the thing. Here's what I don't understand. Just between the disciplines. So like you're in business, I'm in physics. There's way less words in physics. Way more writing in business. But how?
Yeah.
I just love the fact that just like she'll send me stuff to correct, and I was like, bro, like I deal with numbers, but somehow I'm pretty good with words too. So
that's
what can I say?
The thing is, like, I feel like I'm okay at when people ask me like edit their things. I feel like all of a sudden I'm not saying it's perfect, but I'm saying it's like I can like make corrections and make it sound better. However, when I write my own things, I just can't English at all. Like it is so bad, and I don't know why.
It's horrible. And like the thing is, whenever I try to edit her stuff, it's like business talk. So like there's some stuff I don't understand, but it goes beyond then sometimes. Like sometimes she'll write a sentence, and I was like, I don't even know what you're trying to get at, and it's not because I don't understand the concept.
It's so bad.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm always glad to help out.
And like I'm aware of it too. I'm aware. Yeah. Like I know. Like it. I'm like literally. I'm like this sounds so bad, and then I'm like, please, Roxanne, just help me some way somehow.
It's like SOS.
I don't even know why. I like it's so weird. Like I don't know. English is hard.
But wait, before we move on, so back to song of the week.
It's therefore.
So recently, I switched over to Spotify from Apple Music. Okay, I kid you not. It literally triggered my fight or flight response. I hate Spotify with a burning passion. I don't care if everyone comes for me, that's fine. Like, maybe it is the better platform, maybe whatever. I don't care. It is so complicated. It is stupid. They have it horribly organized. Like, hey, Spotify, could you actually maybe, I don't know, allow me to see my songs when I want to? Not my liked songs. You know what? I have songs on my playlist I don't like, but I have them on there anyways. Like, I can't, and they always try to shove music down my throat. Like, sweetie, I'm good with my 2016 bangers and my Justin Bieber new stuff. Please leave me alone. Stop harassing me. Like, it's a Jehovah's Witness on my door being like, hey, have you read the Bible recently? It's like, no, I'm good with what I know. Like, I hate Spotify. Oh my gosh. And then it's like, you can access it online, but then you download the app, but then it's like, oh my gosh, it enrages me. And then it's like, oh, you have to download the song separately? Excuse me? Who am I? Am I supposed to sing these songs and record them myself too? Put them up here? Like, do you want me to milk your cows for you too, Spotify? Like, you're providing me a service. Why do I have to do all the heavy lifting? I can't stand it.
No, it's
oh my
so
gosh.
good. I love it. I love it because you
have provided me
so many different playlists.
Oh, watch this. Hey guys. So, because my Apple Music is still going over, like, they're crossing when I started my subscription. Watch this, Victory. Watch this. Hey guys, welcome to making a playlist with Roxanne via Apple Music. You open your app, music, you enter into playlist, you press new playlist. Wow!
That's exactly the same for Spotify.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It's literally the same. You go to playlist.
No, it's not. Look,
Yeah,
I'll
you
on my
go to
computer.
playlist and then new playlist. It's
Why do I
computer's
have
different.
no?
But on the phone.
Oh, so now the computer's different. Why? Apple Music is all consistent, baby. Why are we changing
Well, it's
it
just
up?
as easy. You just go left side, bottom left,
Bottom left, and it says create playlist.
and then click new playlist.
Yeah. Okay, new playlist. Yeah. Okay. Now description. Why am I describing anything? Why? Okay, so watch this. Now create. And now go to new releases. Why? Why am I going to new releases? I don't want to go to new releases. And also, why is it showing me friends? I don't want to know what you guys are listening to. I'm afraid of you. I don't care. So I hate. But also it's like why do I see?
Sick.
I hate it. I hate it so much. And then it's like why? So guys, look at the categories. Home. Where am I going home? Browse. Radio. I don't care. I'm not trying to listen to the radio. Stupid. Apple Music had that too. I was like, get rid of this. And then it's made for you. You don't know me. You don't know my story.
They do.
No, they don't, because they keep recommending new music. They would leave me alone if they really knew me. Recently played, okay,
No.
whatever. Liked songs. Albums, artists, podcasts. Why don't we just have songs? Like, I don't know. I want to speak to the producers
I love
of
it.
Spotify.
I love you, Spotify.
And arrest
Don't
them.
worry.
You haven't provided me with a reason that you love it. Tell me why.
I love it. I love how you can make like the millions of playlists. I love how it recommends. I love the recommend feature because I discover so much. I love the pre-made playlists because then I love how you can search other
that.
people's stuff and
I
then
hate
find
that.
what they're listening to. I don't know. I love it.
Are you a stalker? What you want to know what underwear I'm wearing too at all hours of the day?
Well, no, like people make like crazy playlists. So they'll make like rare Family Channel bangers from 2005, and then like there's such like people make these playlists, and then if you want to like go check it out, like the other one I found down the Next Star playlist, and then like from that show, and I love
hate
it.
that.
And then movie.
I like to mind
movie
my own
soundtracks,
business.
Everything. Random thing. I saw a TikTok the other day. This has no relation to anything that we've ever spoke about. But I just saw a TikTok and it was like, if your favorite color is pink, instead of saying it's light pink, call it carnation. I was just like, imagine going up to someone else is like, what's your favorite color? And you're like, oh, I love carnation. Can you imagine?
Did you
weird?
report that TikTok? That's
No, I
That's
remember
not
it so
it.
vividly because I was like, this is so strange. Just say light
stupid.
pink.
Why would just say light pink? What the frick
Yeah.
is carnation?
That's
Oh,
what
side note.
like another thing.
No, wait, sorry. What were you gonna say? Finish
I'm
that
like,
thought.
just aren't like there like many shades of carnation, like too, like it's a flower. It's not just
Yeah.
one color. So, I don't
But it's
know,
like a
weird.
typical
That
like
was just-
light pink. But I was like, there's so
Yeah.
many different light pinks, so it's like
It's so
it's different if your
strange.
favorite color is carnation to specify of a light pink. But if it's just kind of like, oh, a nice light pink, like you're just trying to say not neon, then it's like, well,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna just throw in carnation. That's dumb.
Mhm.
Yo, side note. So what I want to say is, actually speaking of pink, recently, so I have a green bathroom, okay, and for years I've been asking my dad, I'm like, hey, like, can we, like, I don't know, not have a green bathroom, and every time he'd
Yeah.
be like, I feel like I've told this before, but like I need to give context for those who haven't heard this yet, and he always said, it was like, oh, it's better than pink. And I was like, okay, but like, I was like, no one does anymore. Like, that's okay. I understand. Like, there's a few people, like family friends, like they had like older houses, so it's kind of like, okay, people had pink bathrooms back then because like they loved colorful bathrooms. And I was like, okay, pink isn't the greatest color, but I was like, no one does that anymore.
Yeah.
A family friend they just moved and they chose to paint a light pink.
Okay.
Like, that's not like, it didn't. It just doesn't go together.
Yeah.
And I was like, no way. So then I was like, now I get why my dad said that, because green, in fact, is fine. But I was just like, I really didn't think people did that. And then now my dad's like, well, yeah, people do that. And I was like, oh, I could never. So if you ever try to paint our walls pink, Victory, I will arrest you.
Okay, I don't think I would.
Civilians
I'm very much very what's it called, modern minimalist. Like I love white, Just very simple.
You
That's
can never
what
you can't have white walls though. You have to have like a tint of something with it. But I love a good like cream, like a tan.
Yeah, like a tan beige.
Or like yeah.
Yeah, I'm very
I
neutral, very minimalist.
Yeah, I would
That's what I like.
I could never imagine just painting my house a color like inside. I don't know. I just like I don't think I ever
it's
could.
funky. And I would say my mom's an interior designer, so we've had some interesting house things. Like she's very good at it, but it's some of it's just not my taste. And like for example, I have two things to say about this. But like my room now, I think you've seen it probably a bit of it in like my vlog or whatever. But it's very beautiful. Like I'm not gonna not say it's gorgeous. However, it's just not my style at where I am in life right now. You know, like if it was up to me, like I would just literally have white walls and barely any pictures, kind of situation. But like it's just so not me, and that's like I feel like it's it's a little extra. Like it's like I haven't appreciated. It's beautiful,
extravagant. It's like you walk in and you're like, wow, this is like such a well put together room. Like you're like, this is it's gorgeous. Like your room is it's beautiful.
It's beautiful, but it's like it's just so not me. But it's so funny because I remember when we moved here, and I think we moved to this house probably 12 years, maybe even 15 at this point. I don't know, really long ago when I was in 4th grade. And I remember I loved my old house so much. And I was like, and my room in my old house looked exactly like the one I have now, because when I moved here, I was like, I want my room to look exactly like my old house. Instead of doing something completely new or whatever, I was like, no, it has to be exactly the same. And then, obviously my parents, they made it exactly the same. And I loved it then. But like just now, it's like, but it's like I can't change it now. It's gonna have to stay like that forever or whatever until I, move out down in the future, which is like, it's fine. It's my room. I don't really care. I sleep in there. Like, who cares? But it's just so not me. But like, oh my god, my old house was crazy. Like, we were friends by then, but like not at like the point to like hang out at each other's house. Because I moved in we weren't grade 4.
We weren't, I was like, what are you talking about? I was like, we were classmates still. Like,
wow, that's so bad.
And once we became friends, I came over because we did a project together, remember?
Right away, yeah. That's right. Sorry, I forgot. See, it just feels like we've been friends forever. But
it's a cover because you don't care about me.
Door, yeah. As soon
Yeah.
as you walked in the house, we had like a huge like straight hallway. It was all black and white tiles, like I don't know. The only thing I can think was like the Kardashian house, and then the walls were like this like deep red. Like it was so like I don't know how to explain it. Like it looked really good. Again, like not really my style. It's so like extravagant.
It's the extravagant, beautiful
sort of situation.
Yeah, no, like that's what I think about your house. Like I think like it's so extravagant, but like it's because obviously your mom's interior designer, so I knew that. And, like it's all like beautiful. It's obviously just something like I knew it was like not your style, and it's like it's not my style. I'm a huge minimalist too. Like I would just go like plain stuff. Like I like sleek. Like I like really like sleek design. But my dad's also kind of like he's. Like when we were like doing our kitchen, we were looking at like door knobs or whatever. Like I wanted just like a plain like black little rod of some sort, but my dad was like, oh no, there's like these cool like glass handles, so like they have like glass and it's like gold. And I was like, it feels a little extra for me, but I was like, I mean whatever, it's his house, like I can live with it. So it's just like the different tastes. It's like okay, equally as beautiful and like well thought out, but it's just like obviously just different. But wow, that sounds intense, but like cool.
And then I forgot the best part. So like we had like this straight hallway, right, down to the kitchen. It went straight, and to the left was the living room. But to get to the living room, my mom and dad, they made, well, they didn't make it themselves. They got someone to make it, but they had custom iron gates. So like they were literally straight up like the iron gates that like like when you like enter a house, but like they were like tall and made for like the thing, and then they had them custom made, like everything. It was so extra, but like it looked good, but it's just so extra. But yeah, like that house was crazy.
Yo, Victory, let's hit up the current owners and ask them if
I've been like,
if we can come
I don't know if anyone ever has like this thing, but if anyone's ever moved and like to a point where they like remember their old house. Like obviously if you move when you're like a baby or toddler, like you're not gonna remember it. But like, I've always wished that like the current owners or that my old house would sell their house and have like an open house, just to like walk in and see like it now. That's so weird. Oh, but like so
Yeah.
cool.
We gotta do it one day.
I remember when I moved. Like pretty much I've moved 4 times since I've been born, but I only remember one move pretty much, because it was all when I was younger. So like the main move when I moved here to this house, I remember like moving from that house, right? That was like, and at the time too, even though it's not my style now, at the time I was like, well, this house is so pretty. This is the best house, coolest house ever. And because it also was a 2-floor house and that was a bungalow. So like moving here, it felt like such a downgrade. And and you should have seen this house before like we renovated it. Like, oh my god, I remember walking in it. So like my room, blue carpet, blue curtains, blue walls. My parents' room, brown carpet, brown walls, brown curtains. My brother's room, green carpet, green walls, green curtains. Our bathroom, pink carpet, brown countertops, pink tiles, like also carpet in the bathroom. If you have carpet in the bathroom, big no-no. But that's just a small synopsis of what my house was before we like
Not the right
renovated
use
it.
of the word, but that's okay. Wow. Yeah. That's a house. Please tell me you have photos.
Yeah.
You have to. I've only lived in
Somewhere
my house
definitely.
my entire life, so.
Yeah, I was gonna say if
It's
you
not.
haven't moved. Yeah, I have to see if we have
What
all
I
our
mean.
actually. And today I'm gonna be going through all the boxes, I think, and I'm putting stuff away in these shelves finally. So maybe I'll look for pictures. But yeah, that's
I
a
wanna
little.
see this. I wanna
That's
picture it.
the randomest tent. Yeah, but it was so ugly. Like, and I was like, oh my god. And I was scared of my basement at the time, and I was like, this is.
Yeah, I remember your basement. It looks so different. Like I remember seeing photos now, and I was like, wow, like it's changed so much.
Yeah.
But like to be
The
fair,
pink
all
and
the
white
houses,
tiles, like
all the houses in this general like area were all built like around the same time, like kind of like the 50s, 60s. So it's like they're all really similar, and like the only way that like they'll look different is if you like completely renovate the entire house. Like one of our neighbors, like she had a really nice house, like in like interior, but it was just very outdated. Like that's it. So like recently, and like they like changed it to make it really modern, and I just feel like it doesn't suit her at all because she was like very extravagant with her like her taste too, and then she became like really modern, and she was kind of like, because her kids redid it for her, and she was kind of like, oh, like not the biggest fan, but
these houses are pretty much all the same.
Yeah, same layout. Like me and Melanie have the same doors.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like
they're
you can only
also
do so much. But I mean,
and my like my neighbor before, like my neighbor also renovated their house, but before they did it, like our literal houses were like pretty much just like opposite, because we were like opposite, like but the same layout, but like just literally like the opposite
Mirrored.
side. Yeah, mirrored. Sorry, that's the word. Yeah, it's crazy. They all were.
Yeah.
They kept it
And
simple.
For us on my street, we're all like pretty small houses, and then like there's like 3 houses that had like it's like a split level or whatever. But then they rebuilt one house on my street, and even though that was like one of the biggest houses to begin with, but it was just kind of like ugly. It was like white, like it was like white brick, and it looked very bland. But it was like a new family, and they so like they've rebuilt it, and now it just like sticks out like a sore thumb. Like, and like the rest of the houses on my street now are all like, because it's like it looks massive. It doesn't look like a mansion. It just looks humongous. And it's like it just sticks out like a sore thumb. And I was like, okay, cool, like it's fine, like whatever. Like, so now it's like if anyone ever on our street wants to like change their house, it's like the internal doesn't matter anymore. It's like we're all like, all the houses just look 85 years old now. But it's funny.
Hey.
But I was like, whatever, I have a house, that's all that matters.
Exactly.
It's not mine, it's my dad's, but I have a roof over my head.
It's all you can. It's all you need. But it's okay. Maybe one day when me and Roxanne we get our own place, seeing the interior decor, it's gonna be okay. I can't get over the fact that I just said decor.
Yeah, that's gonna take a couple minutes to get over.
It's gonna be fun. A time.
Wow.
I'll bring you along eventually.
I think it'd be great.
Yeah.
I think we have similar tastes.
I think so.
I think we were both like very minimalist. Like,
Yeah.
well, obviously, you guys don't take my room into account. But I was like, that's only so much I can do. But me and you, Victor, get a bunk bed.
My dreams finally come true. I get bunk
We'll
bed.
have it for like a month. We'll let
Yeah.
you live your dream for a month, and then after that,
Yeah.
I get to live my dream. Actually, I had for a while. I slept in a non-bunk bed, so we're fine. We're chilling.
Wow.
So
One day. Stay
We'll
tuned.
have a bunk bed. I can't. That would be so funny. Could you imagine? Two like 20-something adult women
Getting a
sleeping
bunk
in a
bed.
bunk bed.
I love
And
that.
not out of force. We would get a
No.
2-bedroom place. We would absolutely get a 2-bedroom place, but just for a little bit, we would just sleep in one
The
bunk bed together.
Love that. Love that. Stay tuned, guys. I'm excited.
The bunk bed. Give us
Yeah,
start a GoFundMe so that we can move out and then get a bunk bed together.
Literally. What's it called? One thing I want to talk about today before I forget, because this is still one of the funniest things that has happened in the past couple of weeks. You know, not much is happening, obviously, for obvious reasons, but this is one of my favorite things ever. So I think about 2 weeks ago now, we were on a Zoom call, you know, our weekly Zoom call with, like, you know, the squad. And then my brother was like, so I'm with my friends, and my brother was talking to his one friend. And then he was like, oh, like, they wanted to do a movie night. So, because before quarantine, his friend, because they live close to each other too. So he actually came over a lot, and they would have, like, nights where they just, like, whatever, watch movies or watch a TV show after playing their games with whatever 15-year-old boys do. And so they were like, okay, let's have a Netflix party, or, like, through Discord or whatever, to watch a movie together or whatever, a show. And then they were like, what show should we watch? And then they're like, Victory, like, what should we watch? And then I was obviously like, Umbrella Academy. And then they're like, no. And I was like, Umbrella Academy. And then Augustus was like, he asked, what does Adrian recommend? One of our friends, Adrian, because my brother is very good friends with him because he works for a computer company and brother loves computers and whatnot. So he asks, oh, what does Adrian recommend? And then obviously they're all in my ears, in my headphones. So then Roxanne was like, make them watch the movie Faith, Hope, and Love. And then just to give a little, I think we've talked about it before, I'm pretty sure. I think we definitely have.
I think so. It's one of the worst movies on this planet.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's horrible. And it, like, nothing, don't get me wrong, like, it has nothing to do because it's like, it, like, won an award at the Christian Film Festival, so it's like you can kind of tell it's heavily on the religious side, but like that's the least of the problems. Like that's only a subsection of like the 1,000 problems that's wrong with this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Literally just horrible movie, like all around. Like no offense, whatever. Like okay, people put work in it, fine, I don't care. Like I cheers to them, they made their money.
Mm-hmm.
Netflix, they made it on Netflix, so clearly people like it. But I watched it and I was like, this is one of the worst movies of all time. Like from the opening sequence, I think 30 seconds in, I was like, Lida, this is gonna be the worst movie of all time. And it was. It felt like a 3-hour movie. It was an hour and a half. It was an hour and a half movie, and I was like, we finished watching that, and I literally sat there, and not to mind you, we watched it in 2 chunks, because at first, because Lida wanted to watch it because there was a woman from Dancing with the Stars on it, so she was like, okay, like, let's check it out, and I was like, okay, fine. And then she gets a call, like, 20 minutes in, and then, like, I was sitting there with my dad, and, like, it was me and Andri and my dad, and then Andri gets up and leaves, and so it's just me and my dad, and we look at each other, and we're like, why are we watching this? Like, this is horrible. So then later, when Lida finished her call, she came back, and then we finished the movie. So 2 chunks, it should feel shorter. I kid you not, when this movie literally felt like a 3-hour movie, and I was like, Lida, was that movie, like, 2.5 hours, 3 hours? I was like, what was it? And she's like, yeah, I don't know, we go check, an hour and a half. Horrible movie, like, oh my gosh. But anyway, so continue the real story.
So that's the background. So this is obviously the worst movie ever that Roxanne's ever seen, and she's talked about it a lot. I think before we have talked about it on the podcast, I don't remember which one, but Roxanne's talked about how bad it is. And I think you did show me an idea, like the first minute of it, and I could tell, I was like, this looks like the lowest budget, but like there's nothing wrong with low budget. You can still make a good movie with a low budget, but like you could tell it was like not a good movie with a low budget. But also, side note, because we went and looked at reviews or like the YouTube trailer, and nothing but good comments. So I don't know if they're deleting their bad comments or like well, you're just a minority who thinks it's like the worst movie ever. But
I might just be a movie critic. Like,
Maybe.
I might just be, like, you know, like someone who just, like, rips movies to shreds because I look at the little things. Like, there were so many, like, nuanced things. I was like, this is a horrible movie because of this. Like, the budget was also at least, like, it was one of the least of their problems. Like, the religion and the budget, whole different story. The whole plot was, it was, the acting of, like, not of the Dancing with the Stars woman, she was fine. Everyone else was, whoa, the storyline was, it was based on a true story, but I was like, bro, like this, I know you embellished, I know, and the guy who wrote the script and lived the story was also the guy acting, and I was like, you're 95 years old, she's 24, the story was not calling for that age gap. So I was just like, whoa. So there's that. Oh my gosh, I can't.
With all this in mind, so yeah, Roxanne did roast them in, and I could tell that, like, obviously it was not for me, obviously it was not going to be good, and it would just be one of those movies that we'd like laugh about. Yeah, apparently it is, but whatever. Everyone watch that movie and then let us know in the comments what you think of it. But side note, so back to the story. So Roxanne was like, oh my god, get them to watch this movie, because it's like literally the worst movie ever, and plus it's literally the last thing that two 15-year-old boys want to watch, you know, the boys that like the Adam Sandler movies, and like Gus's loves Adam Sandler, and which is a problem in itself, but they love like that, they love whatever, the action movies, Fast and Furious, what, all that genre, right? But Roxanne's like, how funny would it be, get them to watch this movie? And then so obviously Roxanne was like, okay, get them, like, say that Adrian recommended it so they watch it. So then I go and I'm like, okay, Augustus, Adrian recommends this movie, and my brother obviously was like, okay, let's watch this movie. And I was like, I already was dying at the fact that my brother, because this is the last movie on earth that my brother would enjoy and watch, like, ever, like literally the bottom of the barrel, based on what Roxanne told me. So that just made it so funny. And then my mom comes down, and then my mom's like, what's going on? And then my brother's like, oh, we're watching a movie that Adrian recommended. And my mom immediately, and I'm kind of there laughing, so my mom is immediately like, oh, is this movie like really inappropriate? Is that like why you're laughing? So she's asking me, she's like, what's this movie about? And I'm already laughing, and then Roxanne in my ears tells me to tell her, what was the line you told me to describe it? It's about a couple who find love through dancing and faith. Religion and dancing. And I lost it. Like just that sentence alone, like, just take that sentence in about what this movie is about. Like, just take that in. And I couldn't breathe. I started bawling my eyes out. I couldn't utter the words out to my mom. I was dying. Everyone was laughing. Like, it was just such a mess, and my mom kept questioning. She's like, is it? And then she's even more sus now because I can't even laugh. Because I'm dying of laughter. She's like, is it inappropriate? Like, is it really bad? Like, what's wrong? And I'm literally there crying. Like, I haven't laughed that hard in years. Like, it was so bad. And like with each laugh and like you unable to answer her questions, it made it so much worse. And then like she was like, is it inappropriate? And Victor's like, no, like it's fine. But she's like dying of laughter. So the mom was like, well, obviously, like, she's like, so what's it about? But Victor couldn't bring herself to say that. So then the mom was just like, well, is it appropriate? And it was just this cycle of like everyone, and also everyone in the Zoom call was dying. So it made Victor laugh even harder too. Yeah. And just the sentence, they found love through faith or like religion and dance. I was like, that's a whole thing in its own. And I was just like, oh my gosh. And it was just such a mess. Like, her mom was literally texting Augustus. She was like, is it inappropriate? It's like, no, like, for real, it literally isn't inappropriate at all. Yeah, like, it's the furthest thing from it. Like, it's under the rating G. This whatever is under that, like, it was so bad. And my brother was so confused, and I could just tell, like, he was so confused why this man was like recommending him a movie about faith, hope, and love. But literally the best part is, oh, sorry, you go first. Yeah, and then you outed me after. Okay, that was after. I didn't know that. The entire time Augustus thought that Adrian recommended it, so he was like, oh, okay, like, bro, like, my bro wouldn't screw me over. But then later, make sure you let it slip that I did, and he was like, what? He was like, I was wondering why the movie was so bad. And I was like, I would never recommend a bad film, except if it's the worst film of all time. Then that's a good time too. But my favorite thing ever, I just love this story so much because my brother and his friend, and then another friend came too. So he literally sat through this whole movie, and he made his friends sit through the whole movie. The whole movie. They watched the whole thing. And I was like, oh, like, my god, it's just so funny. How did they not turn it off after the first 20 minutes? I don't know. It's horrible. They didn't say it was, like, awful. They were like, it's not, like, my favorite. But, like, he was like, it was fine. Until he found out that you recommended it, then he made this whole scene. And I was like, yeah. But, like, it's just so like, funny to me. Because it's, if you know my brother, based on if you watch the podcast with him, even, you can tell that that's not a movie he would ever watch or ever choose to watch. And it's just so funny to me. And then just the whole thing with like my mom being so confused. Literally when I went up the stairs to get a snack, she like pulled me aside and was like, "Okay, is it like inappropriate again?" And I'm like, "No, it's literally the Christian Footloose. Like it's fine."
I can't. Oh my gosh,
it was so good. I can't like that.
They
really
found love through dance and faith, or whatever, religion and dance.
It's too funny. It's so funny. Like I can't. Like I just can't get over the fact my brother sat through that whole thing with his friends too.
I don't know how he didn't just turn it off. Like I would have been like, "Sorry, Adrian, I'm not a fan of it," and just like pick something else. But I mean, nowadays sometimes it's really hard to find something to pick. So sometimes it's like you got to sit through a bad movie every once in a while just to sit through it. You know, it happens. Yeah. But I mean, you can't win them all.
You know what you gotta watch? I forgot. I mean, we should do a review.
What?
We have to watch a Canadian Baker. Next Great Canadian Bake. What is it? What the frick is it called? Great Canadian Baking Show.
It's the Great Canadian Baking Show. Okay. I don't know why you butchered that.
Yeah, I got there in the end.
But yeah, that's coming. I think the new season came out.
Because it's already out.
Or it's coming out.
Yeah, it started.
It's out? Okay.
Yeah, I think
and then,
probably 3 episodes now.
Hell's Kitchen. Hell's Kitchen's also out, like a new season.
I'm so
and I think Masters of Canada is coming out soon.
It is. That started too.
And something's coming out in March.
There's so many things.
What was it that's coming out in March? I can't remember. Did you hear the news? They apparently renewed Riverdale for season 6. I don't know if that's true. Because someone told me that it's their final season. This season is their final season, the 5th season. But then I saw somewhere that they were like, "Oh, they just found out that they got renewed for 6th season."
Guys, can we stop that show?
Guys, don't make me watch another season. Please. I'm begging you. If you release another season, even if you release another 10 seasons, I'm watching each and every single one. But please don't do that to me.
Oh my god, no. I bet that makes sense because now that they changed up the storyline, that they're all older now, they're like, "Ooh, might as well do it for another season." And it's like, no, it's still just as bad. Okay?
Like, they had such a good opportunity. Like, I was like, honestly, they can turn the show around if they did it properly. If they took everything that was bad in their younger seasons and changed it, they could have had a really good show.
You know what's so...
Like, don't get me wrong, they could have...
They could have. There was option, and
when they literally say, the she-wolf of Wall Street twice in one episode, cancel the whole thing. Shut the whole thing down. The whole thing.
Oh my god, when they were like reunited in the first episode, and then whatever, Archie was like, "Oh, are you and like Cheryl still together?" And then Kevin was like, "R.I.P. Shoney," and I was like, oh, I literally almost threw up right there. I'm like, why are we still saying these things? You guys are like 7 years older now, full-grown adults. Why are we still talking like this? This was your moment to revamp the show, and we're still doing cringy stuff like that. Like, come on.
And that's the thing. And I understand, okay, listen, like, I understand, it's like, these actors they have to say these things. But can I just say, dear writers of Riverdale, can you please respect these people as actors? Because now, other people are going to watch this, and they're not going to be able to just pull them apart from their roles and their actors.
Yeah.
Do them a favor, and stop making them say these things. Stop. I know they're contractually bound. There's absolutely no way that they choose to say these things out of their free will. Stop holding them hostage, and do right by them. These are young actors that have their whole entire lives ahead of them. Stop it. Enough. Like, literally, please, I'm begging you.
Oh, I don't understand.
Like, they have to stop taking advantage of these actors and stuff. Like, they like, oh, I can't. This makes me fume. It's like, oh, you know, it's like, oh, the writers make them say, I understand, but can we stop taking advantage of people like this?
I have 2 points about this. Quick side note thing before I say my main point. But like in that episode when Jughead was like, as long as you like don't say about the epic highs and lows of high school football again. So like basically it was like an homage to them acknowledging that how cringe their show was. But then in the same episode they use the she-wolf of Wall Street line. So like what is that point? Like, yeah, you're recognizing that, yeah, we say cringy things, but you're just literally quoting one cringy thing. What about the 7 million other stupid statements that we've all had to sit through and listen to? You know what I'm saying? And they still continue to do all this cringy, stupid lines. So like, why would you even acknowledge it?
What they did was they took away from the public. So we all came together and we bonded over the stupidity of the line, the epic highs and lows of high school football. they gave something to us. They were like, you guys are a community again. We are united against Riverdale. They put that in the episode. They stripped it away from us. They were like, no more. They embarrassed us. So now we can never make fun of it again. Yeah, because it's like they took that back. I hate that. But I was thinking about like you know how they take advantage of like artists. I was thinking back to like Taylor Swift and that whole thing where like she casually doesn't have rights over her own album, like the Fearless, I think it was. Isn't that crazy? Like, why are we living in a world where an artist makes this and they have like, you know, it's like she has to come out with a whole new album.
It's insane.
Like they need to like it's so unfair.
Insane. Because it's all about money and whatever, and it's crazy and like one thing that's crazy is I don't know if it's kind of related to this, but I don't know the name of the company, but there's a bunch of artists I think a bunch of like K-pop artists and so like some groups and like some single artists I think that are related to some company, and that company had some kind of disagreement with Spotify, so all of their music is off of Spotify. So like one of my favorite groups, Mamamoo, who did the song Hip, you know, from our challenge, it's not on Spotify anymore because they had a disagreement, and so all their music's off Spotify. I think maybe it's a streaming service in Korea, I'm not really sure what it is, but basically it's all off Spotify, which is, it's like such a, like the artists are getting penalized for it. So like now international fans aren't gonna be allowed to listen to this music, but they're the ones who are suffering from it. And it is, I think, for like, it's supposed to keep the artist's best intention in mind, because I'm sure it was about like money and something that they're not going to get paid, whatever, I don't know what it is. So it's for the artist, but is it really for the better of the artist if their music's off Spotify and international fans can't listen to it? Like there's a huge, like most of those artists had a huge international following, and some of them even had more of an international following than like an at-home following, and like you're taking away that. It's like the artists are suffering, even though they're the ones that are, it's like so hypocritical, like you're trying to protect them, but they're suffering from it, you know? It's so stupid. It's ridiculous.
Like the whole thing. And like, you know, it's like people be like, oh, like I think KJ Appa, he like came on and like talked about how like people watching the show forget that like they're people, and I was like, no. You're forgetting that there's writers that are doing this to you. Like, you guys are people, sure, but it's like someone's doing it. You're not coming out and being like freestyle. I'm not talking about your acting. The acting's a whole different question, because I can't even tell if it's bad acting or bad writing. Well, I know when there's bad writing, but there's, you know, but anyways, it's literally like you can't, like, as an actor, you can't open the script, look at it, read The She-Wolf of Wall Street, and think to yourself, this is good. This is good writing. You can't. You can do your best to run with it. You can do the best job possible. I don't care. But you cannot tell me I can't. This show really gets me heated.
It's awful. Like, I have a real question. We have a lot of ideas for it. We should do like a live reaction to one episode and just give our commentary of it. A, and then B, we also have a video plan idea regarding Riverdale once we're allowed to film in person again. I won't give too much away of it, but we have a nice idea for that. But Sarah, I have a question. Please, anyone out there, I'm gonna post this clip on TikTok too, because I need to know, is there anybody in this world that watches Riverdale because they actually enjoy the show and actually think that the plot's good? Or is it just all people like me and you who are watching it to be like, this show can't be real, you know? Is there someone out there that's really watching it that's like, this is an amazing plot, amazing storyline, amazing characters? There's people, I can't believe it. I can't wrap my head around that. I truly can't wrap my head around that. How?
But here's the thing, it's because they like the actors, right? So it's like, I mad respect Lily Reinhart and Camila,
Mendes?
Ooh. Is she Camila or Camilla? I think she's Camila.
Camila Mendes.
Because she's single out.
Oh wait, that's Shawn Mendes. What's her name? Oh my god.
Yeah, it's Camila Mendes.
Oh, okay, whoa, that's weird.
But I think it's Camila. I don't think it's Cammy. Whatever. I'm gonna say Cammy because I know that's her nickname. Like them as actors, they're fine. I just feel like this show has literally branded them as like these, like those, like Betty and Veronica, like.
Yeah.
And I like them and stuff, but you can't.
But like, even if you like
there's young people who are impressionable. They look at this and
That's
they think
true.
this is good TV.
That's true.
They look at it and they don't know any better because they haven't seen a good TV show, and then they're like, well, oh, okay, this is cool, you know, and like it's crazy. Like, there's literally young people out there who are like, oh yeah, this is a good show, but it's like,
that's you have a point. You have a point there. Okay, I forgot about that. Because, like, the thing is, like, even if you think they're great actors and you like them, which, like, I do. I love, who's Cheryl? Madeline, I don't know how to pronounce her last name.
Petch? Madeline Petch.
I watch her YouTube videos. Like, I think she's a really cool person. I think she's a good actor, you know? Like, whatever. Like, you can like actors, but I still recognize it's an awful show. But I guess you're right. Yeah. There's, like, young kids who may like these actors and be like, wow, this is such a great show just because you like the actors, which I totally get. Because, like, I mean, when you're young, you're so impressionable too, and like I've been like that with like YouTubers. I'm like, ooh, I like these people, they make good videos, and now I'm like, ooh, disgusting, you know?
Exactly. It's because you don't know any better, right? But here's the thing though, too. It's like, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying every show that was created before Riverdale that like we grew up watching was maybe the primo TV thing, but the difference is there was good shows with bad acting. That was I think that was primarily, and then there's like cringe stuff. But then there's also just this where it's horrible writing through and through. But yeah, and then there's horrible writing through and through. The Riverdale, horrible writing through and through. And I feel like they're tainted now. Like those actors, like I genuinely like I'm happy for them for a 6th season only because that means they're getting bank. And like because otherwise
they're caking it.
Lily Reinhart was in Hustlers,
yes.
right? But she was like, again, like the goody two shoes, and I feel like I watched her in Law and Order SVU, actually, Lily Reinhart, and she was actually a pretty good, like, she was like, obviously, spoiler alert, I don't know if anyone's watching her episode, like it's like an older episode. She was like the bad guy, or like the bad girl, I guess, whatever. Like, I don't remember. I don't think they I think they killed someone. Whatever. She was like the mastermind behind it all. And she did a pretty good job of like having that like darker side to her. So I was like, well, why aren't people casting her for that? Like, I feel like she's a really strong actress that I'm kind of like, if she's gonna keep just landing like she does a fine role with Betty, like as like the goody two shoes, but I was like, I wonder if she's only gonna ever get those roles.
That's the thing.
You know, like will she ever be taken beyond that?
I'm interested to like see from like the industry perspective, because obviously I don't know, but like as a viewer, it's like for like these like specifically Riverdale, right? Like I just feel like for me personally, whenever I see these actors in other films or other works or whatever, I just like, for example, we watched that movie with Camilla, or I'm not sure about her name.
Yeah.
With I forget what it was called, Dangerous Lies, I think. And something like that. But like literally, like when I'm watching them, all I can think of is like her just saying like "Daddy," or like just like the Veronica
Daddy
role,
Cans,
like
Archie Cans,
you know, like I just can't get that out of my head, and I don't know, like I feel bad for them because like they're all like, oh, I mean I guess it's fine, it's like their job, whatever, but like I just feel like they're so strongly associated with like, and it's because it's such a bad show, that they're so strongly associated with these like cringy characters that like I feel like I personally like it's hard for me to like separate them from their other roles, which I kind of feel bad for them for that.
Like it's gonna take a while to cleanse my palate of them, like of them as those characters.
But like I'm sure like they're fine, and like they know it's jobs, and they couldn't care. They're like caking it, and they, you know. But
for me, the only thing is like I think in Dangerous Lies, I again don't know if it was
it wasn't a good
bad
movie.
acting because I think it was bad writing.
Yeah,
again.
It was not a good movie. It was
and that's the thing. I feel like they keep just getting roles for their name, which is like fine. Like I understand that, you know, like they have to work, fine. But I'm just saying like they keep getting put in these positions where it's like the writing is dodgy. So then it's like when they come up again, I'm kind of like I still have a bad taste in my mouth watching that movie with her in it because I'm like, well, the writing wasn't the best, you know.
Yeah.
So
I want to see them all in like like some like crazy like next level, like totally opposite of what they do now in some kind of movie or show. That would be so interesting to see.
Oh, apparently Cole Sprouse was in he was in an intense movie. What was it called? 5 Feet Apart. It's about like two people with cystic fibrosis. I want to watch that because it's a more serious role for him, so I kind of want to see it because I feel like he's a good actor, just like also horrible character in
just Riverdale in general is just like the worst. But you triggered me back to like my question about like if anyone actually likes Riverdale, and then you said like the younger kids, and you're right, I totally forgot about this. But basically, literally pre-COVID, when I don't know if there's like the TIFF music festival, oh my god, the TIFF award show here, the Toronto International Film Festival, and basically you can go to like red carpets and stuff, so you can like line up and go to that. So me and my brother, we went to the Hustlers movie premiere, mainly for the meme to go see J-Lo in person, because there's this whole meme that Augustus is obsessed with J-Lo and we take it too far. So we went to this thing, to the red carpet, and Lily Reinhart was there, obviously, because she's in the movie. And I remember being in line, and there's like some younger girl with a Lily Reinhart poster, like she met her at Comic-Con or something, at some event, and she really wanted her to sign it. And then, oh my god, it just triggered me, because like she was trying to get, because we were like near the back of like the 4 rows of people, and she was trying to get to the front, and she was talking to some guy and was literally like, can I come to the front just when Lily's there? Like, I don't care about the other actors, but can I just come to the front when Lily's there so she can sign my poster? And she's probably like, I don't know, maybe like 12 or whatever. And then she was talking to someone, I forget who she was talking to, like someone that was in the crowd, and I remember she was talking about Riverdale, how it was such a good show. And then I remember looking to my brother and being like, no way, like there's no way.
Yeah,
I forgot about that. Like she literally was talking about it like it was like the best show on earth. And I mean, at that point there was none, it was probably at like what, season 3 or 4, but it was still bad at that point. Like season 1 was the only okay season, then it just sharp downhill. And I remember, I totally forgot about that. And she was talking about it so highly, and I was like, there's no way. But you're right, oh my god, the younger generation. Yeah. So I guess there is people that...
Yeah, so I mean, it's fair. Like, they each have their own. You know, it's kind of like, you can't blame them, because it's like they get this put in front of them. Like, I can see how they like it. You know, like Desperate Housewives, though, phenomenal show. But, like, I also, like, I guess you could say that, like, my show tastes aren't the greatest, but I was like, you can just tell when a movie is not it. But I was like, you can't blame them. That's what they grow up watching. So it's like, obviously they're gonna like that. And like back in our day, there's been some cringe stuff that, like Camp Rock, like the Camp Rock. Even though I never watched those movies. Like I was never huge into those. So I was like, don't get me wrong, but I was just like,
they're
there's
gonna look
a difference
back
between
on
cringe
that
and like
like,
just straight up garbage.
Yeah.
Like it's like there's a difference between like cringe and you're like, this is scary, and then like the She-Wolf of Wall Street. You know, it's like those were kids, like literal kids acting as kids. These are full grown adults acting like kids. Different story. So.
But I mean, I guess Riverdale's universally.
Well, stay tuned if it maybe gets better.
Yeah, maybe. But at least Riverdale, it's like universally like a bad thing. It's like the meme now. But I mean, there's still people like me and you who watch every single episode because we just have to see like how can it get worse? Will it get better? And we're let down every week.
Yeah.
But I do have to give a shout out. The only good part of Riverdale is Pop Tate. Shout out to Pop Tate. Guys, just the last thing before we head off. But I think it was the episode, the one right before they like do the time warp, the time switch or whatever. And Veronica sells her, oh my god, I can't even saying these words, her speakeasy and like building to Pop Tate. Like she makes him the rightful owner, which is like, why was he never the owner to begin with? But anyways.
Yeah, I was like, girl, you had this for way too long.
Yeah, so she sells it back to him, and I kid you not, I started bawling my eyes out. Like, I can't tell you why.
Yeah, I don't know why.
I love Pop Tate, and like literally anytime he speaks, the waterworks will just come, and I was literally bawling my eyes out at that point. So Pop Tate's the only good thing in Riverdale.
I don't get it.
But
yeah,
that's that.
I don't know about that. I disagree. I don't think they didn't give enough emotional backstory for it to be sentiment. It was just like, it happened in 2 seconds.
True,
I don't know
but
what
like
you were crying at.
It got me. I'm a sucker.
Like
for...
they could have made it so much more emotional, but like I feel like they also lack that. Like, I don't know. I just feel like they had so many good opportunities. Like, I do feel like they have a good cast that they could work with, and they just kind of like toss it all away. But I mean, hopefully, here's to hoping it somehow gets better.
Maybe they're doing it on purpose at this point. Just because I mean,
no, they are. Because
like look at us.
Because they get people talking.
We just did a 45-minute segment on Riverdale, so they won.
Yeah, but it's like the idea of like no press is bad press. But I was like, eventually that's gonna be phased out. I hope that's something that really stops soon. Like, I really don't I hate that. I hate all press is good press or whatever, or like there's no such thing as bad press, I think
Yeah.
we should stop that immediately.
There
And I
is.
think we need to just hold people accountable for their stuff. But that's a whole different topic.
But yeah. That was that Riverdale talk. Stay tuned. Maybe we'll react to an episode in the future.
Yeah. Let us know.
Yeah. Let us know if you
But,
actually like it.
I mean, thanks for coming on this crazy journey with us today on our podcast.
Yeah, we went everywhere.
Yeah, we touched everything. So hopefully next time we record, we're together, holding hands.
Hopefully.
She said
She
it.
gets me.
so we're
She gets
holding
me. She
hands.
gets me every time. I never think it's coming, but then
I know.
I set myself up for it.
But then
And hopefully we'll be in
Use-
a new studio too. By then, that's the goal. But yeah.
stay tuned.
And don't worry, guys. To all those requesting Roxanne's Beauty Saloon, it is coming. It is going to be the first thing we film once we're allowed to.
Once we're out.
So
yeah.
hopefully,
Don't worry.
hopefully in 2 weeks. Stay tuned. But
Yeah. Stay tuned.
as soon as we can, we will. So don't worry.
So make sure to subscribe so that when the video comes out, follow us and make sure you stay up for updates. We also have, I'm planning something for Roxanne's Beauty Saloon, but get a little interactive on our Instagram. So make sure you follow us on Instagram
Right now.
so you don't miss out on your opportunity to be a part of Roxanne's Beauty Saloon
Yes.
history.
Exactly. But yeah. And remember, kids,
Don't
don't do too much.